What's up, trader? Super excited for today's video. We got a special edition today, right? We're actually going to talk about the four pillars of the market. Now, this is something that you may not have heard of or really ever even paid attention to before this video, but it's something that, I've found is pretty important, very relevant, and I think it's really going to help give you guys an edge when it comes to the market and investing in general. So please be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and we'll get straight into it. Now, what we're looking at, okay, in these four pillars is actually going to be the XLK, right? This is your technology sector. Then we have the SMH here. This is your semiconductor ETF. So this is very important, the SMH to XLK, to the tech sector, right? Then we also have XLI here, which is your industrials. And then we have XHB, which is your home builders. So by taking a look at some of the most important components of each sector, right? XLK, one of the most important components is going to be your semiconductor ETF. And for the XLI, for the home builders, or for the XLI, home builders are going to be very important to industrials and the industrial sector as well. And you'll notice that in general, the market will tend to follow, right? If how these sectors are performing. And, to see strength in the XLK, you want to see strength in the SMH. To see strength in the XLI, you want to see strength in the XHB. And what we're seeing here is just, very simply put, we'll zoom in on these a little bit more so y'all can see a little bit clearer. All of these are just battling overhead supply here currently at the moment. Right now, this is why we're seeing a little bit of a pullback in the market, is because a lot of these got overextended and they haven't been able to, continue their push up. Now, there's a couple ways to look at this, right? If we were to look and just simply, say that, hey, well, all of these could be forming a cup and handle at the moment, right? We have kind of a cup and handle here, have kind of a cup and handle here as well. And also, again, kind of a cup and handle here. So to me, what's going to be really important is to see, do these actually turn into cup and handles and we continue to push higher and the market continues to break out? If we see these four sectors break out and get above their previous highs, it's very possible that the S&P 500 and very likely that the S&P 500 is going to get it above its highs this year, right around that 4,600 region, and potentially go and retest some of our previous all-time highs, right? And that may seem really aggressive, but when you take a look, right, you see here that, the XLK making new highs, right? And these are all-time highs. Right, you have XLI making new highs right here. You have XHB very close to previous highs. And then, you have the semiconductor here making all-time highs. So, when you take a look at all of this together, if we start to see these making new highs, it's very possible and very likely scenario that, again, the S&P 500 breaks out past its high of 4,600 and potentially even retests all-time highs or tries to get there, above all-time highs. Now, these are all weekly charts, so this isn't going to happen in a quick matter of time, right? This is not going to happen within a week or two. This was something that would happen, over the next 6 months or potentially even sooner. Now, what's very important, when you take a look at the S&P 500, there's a lot of warning signs right now. You're taking a look at, treasury yields breaking out. You're seeing lots and lots of things breaking out that are bad for the stock market. The dollar is rising. If XLK, if SMH, if XHB, if the XLI, if they all break these key major support levels, right? For XLK, it's going to be roughly 162.69. For the SMH, it's going to be 142.59. For XHB, I'm looking at 76.89. And for XLI, I'm looking at 105.32. If we break through these support levels and start to, flip that to resistance from support, we're going to see a shift downwards in the market, right? And this is going to be a big leading indicator for you that, hey, all of the four pillars have actually flipped support to resistance. And, potentially we're going to see, more downside in the S&P 500 and in the stock market. This is something that, I really like to take a look at. And I actually recently just wrote about it in my free newsletter, right? So if you guys are fans of investment intelligence and, if you guys are fans of, free valuable content, I highly recommend signing up for the newsletter. There is a website associated with it. There's a link in the description and comment section down below. So you can see all of the old previous newsletters that went out. But today I actually just sent this one out. Now, I normally don't make videos based on, the newsletters, and the newsletters, oftentimes you're going to get really valuable information that I'm not putting out on YouTube, right? But, I did cover the 4 pillars today, and, I haven't ever made a video on it on YouTube about this. So I figured it'd be something useful to drop down to you guys. Now, not only am I giving you guys really, great content on here, but you also get free trade ideas as well, right? And so, we go into different, trade potentials, right? In the value versus growth newsletter, there were some trade ideas here to the downside, or at the bottom is typically where all of the trade ideas are going to be. And then we go over even some of the top trade ideas this week. These were some really nice trading opportunities on Tesla and TJ Maxx. Both of these were some really nice opportunities over the past week. And putting out, just lots of different things. Okay, watch lists, on top of just general good information and content as well, letting you guys know, what's going on in the market, what you can do to better understand markets, and also just bringing some insights to things that you probably haven't heard of before. So that's it for today's video. Just wanted to highlight the newsletter and go over the 4 pillars with you guys, because I think it's something that will help give you an edge in the market overall and through the long journey. Remember, if we start to see all of the 4 pillars break down from their key support levels, that's going to be a big warning sign for the market. But if we see them break out past their overhead supply zones, that's going to be an indicator that the market's going to be, aiming to make new highs.